Can't you stop these killings? We see the French government promoting the genocide. They specialize in killing our people. So pretty, where are you? But baby, I like to mess up. You're killing our people. Amazonian people, stand up for your freedom. Amazonian people, this is our moment. Amazonian people, we need to stand up for our freedom. No more killings, our people are dying. No more torture, our children are dying. Amazonian people, this is our moment. Amazonian people, we need to stand up for our freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, televiewers of ABC Amber Television, you are welcome once again to exclusive with Barrister Nsoh, Senior Counsel. I call him the lamb in the lion's den. And I think there are two of them now. We have Abdul Karim Ali, who is also a lamb in the lion's den. Papa, you're welcome. We thank you last time because of some technical issues. We could not ride on. I hope you are getting me. Please, can you once again tell us? You
Yes,
always
Paul, I'm getting
yourself. You always greet the audience.
Thank you, Paul. I like to take this opportunity to greet to greet all Ambazonians listening to us and to wish everybody well. I am in America running for two reasons: running away from being assassinated by the CPDM talks that have been set up to kill me and Karim, and also to do some work here in the United States. That's why I'm here. And I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all Ambazonians listening to us and to thank them for their time. And of course, not only Ambazonians and the larger public, for those who are listening to us, I thank you for being part of this program.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's really an honor for me to host you again, and thank you for your patience. Now we'll still try to talk about. We started, we did not complete, so I will still ask you some of these questions again. That what will you tell us? What is your personal evaluation? We know developments, something new has added, another new development has added. So I'd just like to ask you, what is your personal evaluation of the struggle right at the moment? Is it on track? Are we really in the right direction?
The struggle is on track, but it has its bumps. And those bumps have been introduced by our interim president. Outside of that, I think the revolution is on track. And we have given, so all of us have given it our life and ourselves. And this is the darkest time. Like they said, the darkest time of the night is an indication of day dawn. The revolution is on track. It's part of the problems we are having, internal problems that we have. Everybody has a goal. That goal is to get to Boya. That goal is to achieve our independence. There is no secondary goal.
Okay, I'll just go directly to the most the first question I asked last time, or maybe the second question. Before you were, we knew that you were the message bearer of our leaders in jail. Then now, when you came out, when you were the first person, you were the first people to see them, and give this message to the world, that they are alive. Then of late, we see official letters coming out of the prison. We don't see you copied. It does not pass through you. So we begin to wonder what is happening. Can you tell us?
Paul, I see those letters just like you do, and I had a meeting with Mr. Ayuk Tabe and the other 9. In that meeting was me, my assistant, and one of our junior counsels. So we had a meeting on the 15th of May in prison, and Mr. Ayuk Tabe informed me that I am the lawyer for the Naira 10, that I'm the lead counsel for the lawyer for the Naira 10, but I'm not his counsel, neither am I a counsel for his government. Therefore, he had no obligation to show me any document, even from jail where he is, before he releases it. I was informed that. And one of the things he attacked me on was the fact that I went on ABC and said that I would not comment on a document circulating on social media. And that he added that I said that I was not consulted. And he informed me that he has no obligation to inform me of any document, that he is the president, and when he has taken a decision, before he took that decision, he had thought about it many times, and once he has taken it, everybody should comply. That is the message I got from him in that meeting. Therefore, all the documents that he has been issuing, the first one is that one that dissolved the interim government. That's the one that I said I would not comment about, because I didn't know, I wasn't even sure that he wrote that document. The second one is the one creating appointing some members of his government, what he calls his government, and putting it out on social media, in which one of his detainees, Sufai Beremi, was appointed a cabinet member in his cabinet. That I saw it too on social media. The other one that came out was written directly to the United Nations, and his address there was Kondenge, and he copied quite a number of people, including Capo Daniel, Mark Barata, Eric Tato, and all the others, but he carefully did not copy me. There's a long list of people that you can copy that letter, except me. So everything that has been coming out, Paul, and another one that came out, and I was going to forget, was the one that he appointed. It concerns his Transitional Restoration Council. That too is in the social media. I didn't see any of those. So if after informing me that I'm not his counsel, and that I was counsel only for Naira 10, in which he is a member, how can he extricate himself from the Naira 10? I can understand if he says I'm not his a lawyer for his virtual government that is in jail. Well, that is understandable. But to say that I'm not his lawyer is an indication that he has lost confidence in me, and therefore I was advising him, and I continue to advise him even now. The next time we're in court, he should go up to he should write to court and write to me, informing the court that he doesn't want me to defend him. And internal regulations of the bar are clear that if a client says you are not his lawyer, you have no right to defend that client. So I'm just passing that message to him so that he knows that he has a right to get me off his defense. He has that right. So Paul, those letters that have come out, I have seen none. And if you are in detention, Paul, and you start sending documentation outside without your counsel knowing, I'm not only talking about myself, I'm talking about myself, my assistant, and all the other lawyers. We are 39. We were 35, and the bar, the Cameroon bar, sent 4 lawyers to us, 2 Francophones and 2 Anglophones. I will name them to you. The Francophones is made up of Barrister Maître Emmanuel Sim and Maître Sira Angute. And the other ones, English speaking, are my learned friend, Barrister Sufu Benjamin from Bamenda. And the other one is Barrister Efange from Boya. These 4 joined the 35, and that is the official defense team, even though every hearing we were about 100, because they will have a lot of lawyers who are sympathetic to the cause who joined the defense. So if Ayuktade wants to extricate himself from the Naira 10, it is his right to do so. I'm announcing that it is his right to do so, and the bar recognizes that. So he doesn't have to inform me and just stay behind. So in effect, he was telling me that I should know that I'm not in counsel.
Oh, this is a shocking revelation. It is shocking. Now,
that is what transpired on the 15th of May 2019, Paul. A Wednesday that we met, Barrister Young and myself. I'm the lead counsel for the Naira 10, and Barrister Young is my assistant. And then Barrister Nditang was just assisting us because he drove us to the place. So that is what transpired there. And those lawyers and all the other people can bear me witness that that's what I was told. Okay, Paul.
Okay. Now I want you to explain, because it is shocking, because I'm hearing this for the first time. It has been on social media, but I'm getting it for the first. Since we've been talking, you have not even explained this to me. So it's you are giving the detail to the Ambazonia people. Now I want you to explain to the Ambazonia people, one, who brought you into this role. Who brought you into this role as the defense, as the lead counsel for the Naira 10? And what is the difference between the difference between the lead counsel for the Naira 10 and not being the lawyer for his government?
Okay, Paul, thank you for that question. I want to tell you, and I was announcing to Ambazonians, that I was briefed by the interim government. I was briefed by the acting interim president, Dr. Samuel Sako. And he was the one who appointed me as a lead counsel. And I immediately got to my friend and colleague, senior colleague in Bamenda, Barrister Young, who started doing some work for them. And we got together, plus Barrister Ndong in Yaoundé. Barrister Ndong is a very, very close confidant of mine. We got together, 3 of us, and we were the people to have gone to said They said it's a horrible detention center that Gendarmerie has in Yaoundé, where our leaders were detained incommunicado. Before we went there, government had planted some 3 lawyers and we knocked them off and we pushed enter. And we finally saw our leaders. And that is when I came back and announced to the world, to the world, that I saw our leaders, they are alive. I even took time to describe how they look. And I did that announcement on newsroom, Canada English, because that was the first network that interviewed me. I see the difference between being the counsel for Naira 10 and the counsel for Ayuk Tabe. Ayuk Tabe is a man that led the people who are in jail now to hold that meeting in Naira Hotel. Paul, I want to make it clear here that up to and including now, I don't know why they were meeting in a public place in Naira Hotel in Nigeria. What was the purpose of that meeting? Because Mr. Ayuk Tabe up to now has not been able to tell us, to tell even any lawyer, to tell the whole world why they were meeting in Naira Hotel. I have heard the narrative about meeting there to discuss about the refugees in Nigeria. Mr. Ayuk Tabe and all those other people have homes in Abuja. Why could they not have met in one of the homes instead of going to meet in a high-profile hotel in Naira until La Republique and his accomplice Nigeria came there and wrestled them and captured them? So he has not been able to tell us why they were meeting in that hotel. But he cannot extricate himself as an individual saying that I'm not his lawyer and claiming he is a member of the Naira 10. For the time I have worked, from the time me, Barrister Ndong, and Barrister Young from Bamenda, we went and filed the habeas corpus. As part of the difficulties that were being sabotaged by the government lawyers that have been planted there, we struggled, we filed that habeas corpus. We were dismissed at the High Court. We took an appeal and went to the Court of Appeal and insisted that the detainees must come to court. And you will not believe that the production warrant was published by me on social media. And that's what made a colonel from that institution, from that set, to come to court on the second hearing and met us. And the judge said, okay, it is you that we have been waiting. And he told the court that, oh, that warrant, he didn't say it. And the court told him, listen, I'm ordering you now. The next hearing, I want those people before me. That is how, for the first time, our leaders left said and came to the Court of Appeal. And we had that hearing of habeas corpus. Even though we lost, it had one ripple effect. Government panicked and charged the leaders with terrorism and sent them to open prison, where they are there now, making phone calls. There's some kind of freedom. I don't know what it is. I know that it is even we lawyers who are not supposed to enter the prison with phones. So they have their phones. Ayuk Tabe has a phone now where you can connect the whole world, do teleconferences all over the place. And I have not been able to explain that, but I'm beginning to understand, and I have facts that I know that will lend credence to his behavior in prison. Because I am sure that somebody must have told him to get rid of me, to make sure that he doesn't show me any documentation. Because according to La Republique, I'm a very dangerous man. I'm dangerous to the unity of the country. I'm dangerous for everything. Because of my appearances on television, because of what I have been doing for Ambazonia, I'm now a dangerous man. Together with my young colleague in Bamenda. When I say colleague, I mean colleague on television and on the struggle. His name is Ali Karim Abdul Karim. So we're now being chased. They want to assassinate us. So I am talking like this.
Yeah.
I don't know where my friend is.
No, Barrister, we believe the good Lord will always protect you people. Now,
thank you.
Before I get mixed up, you have said something. Are you by this insinuating or asserting that our leader must have been compromised? When you say maybe they have told him not to show you classified documents or to deal away with you because you are an enemy of the unity of La Republique. Does it mean you are figuring, you are trying to assert, you are trying to tell the people that Siseko has been compromised? Because
let me make this statement very clear. Okay, yes. Can I answer?
Yes, sir.
Let me make this very clear. Before I left Cameroon, I knew what was going on. And after I came here, and I have my feelers back there, I can confirm to you that our president, somebody I respected so much, somebody I adored from the day I met him in that set, up to when he put out that his letter. I am saying that he's compromised, and I have my reasons for saying that. He's compromised, and if he doesn't, let him tell Ambazonians openly his connection between Kamto and Ayolo Mbondo. Ayolo Mbondo is the director of civil cabinet in the presidency. Mr. Bia's director of civil cabinet. If he can tell the Ambazonians what is his connection between those two, and also tell Ambazonians why they were meeting in Naira Hotel, then we'll be talking something. But I want to say that as counsel, as somebody who has been in this business for 30 years, I can conveniently say that, let me say very clearly, Mr. Ayuk Tabe has been compromised. I'm not saying that my clients have been compromised. I'm talking about one of my clients, and that is Mr. Ayuk Tabe. Let nobody go around saying that I've said that our people in Kondenge have been compromised. No, because I know what is going on. Mr. Ayuk Tabe has his advisors in that among the detainees. It's Sufa Berenwi, whom he has made a minister in his virtual government, and also Professor Awaso, my brother, Professor Awaso. Those are the three people who are working together. Let them tell Ambazonians openly what they are discussing with the Director of Civil Cabinet. I will not say anything more than that, but I know that he has been compromised. Okay. And as counsel, I cannot say any more because I have a duty to defend him, even though he's keeping documentation from me and passing them out. I still have a duty to protect anything that I know about him. But I use a simple word: he has been compromised.
Now, don't you think you can be saying this because he has let me use the word, fired you as his personal lawyer? Maybe you are saying this out of anger or out of, maybe you want to retaliate, don't you? Because the next thing is I want to feel that because he has fired you, that is why you are coming out with this assertion, with this statement.
Well, I don't know physically who is Ayolo Mbondo. I'm telling you from my findings, and I now verily believe. If he can explain what they're discussing, I am not angry because he has fired me. He has not fired me. He doesn't have a right to fire me from being the lawyer of Naira 10 because I was hired by the interim government. When he was locked incommunicado. He doesn't even know how I came into the case. And he doesn't know that I came to Washington, D.C. and attacked Samuel Sako for not giving us, for not taking care of the defense. I'm the one who made Sako to sit up because Sako was being deceived that habeas corpus was not important. So when I got to Washington, I went to him and said, look, you have to start taking care of the logistics of the lawyers because you have made a decision not to take care of the defense of Ayuk Tabe and 9 others. He carried his hands on his head and said he was briefed, he was told that habeas corpus is not important, that we should wait only for military tribunal. And that is when I took time to explain to him what habeas corpus means, what it has done, he now ordered. And since then, the interim government has been taking care of the logistics of the lawyers until Ayuk Tabe, when he got to prison there, and after a while, he got wise and appointed the junior sister of one of the detainees whom he has made a minister. That junior sister now is his project manager. He calls her project manager. She's the one who now takes care of logistics of the lawyers, receiving money from the interim government. And I want to tell you that that logistic money has been reduced down to the extent that lawyers are complaining, lawyers can no longer pay hotel bills. Lawyers can no longer travel conveniently from Bamenda, from Boya to get to Yaoundé because their stipend was reduced unilaterally by Mr. Ayuk Tabe, since he now manages the finances of the defense. He now says he is the government and he takes charge of everything. Another thing that ticked me was when I appointed our colleagues to lead the defense of all the other Ambazonians detained around the country. He called me in a meeting and chastised me and my colleague, Barrister Young and the others, that we don't have any right to appoint lawyers around the country, that he, as a president, was supposed to be the one to appoint those lawyers, that we don't have any right to do that. And that Sufai had already appointed lawyers. I kept wondering, Sufai is a far junior counsel to me. And Sufai himself knows that I've defended him before. Sufai is now more important to Ayuk Tabe as a co-detainee to appoint lawyers around the country and not me. And Ayuk Tabe says that he is the president, he is the one who was supposed to have appointed those lawyers around the country. Well, I want to inform an Ambazonian that the lawyers that are appointed are working, and they're working well. And we need to continue to take care of their logistics, in spite of what Mr. Ayuk Tabe, the disorder that he has created in this revolution. Please, Ambazonians, our brothers and sisters are sitting in prisons around the country, and we have put together the legal teams that are defending them. We have Douala, we have Boya, we have Edea, we have Bamenda, we have Bafusam, and of course Bafusam is attached to Chang and Bunda. Boya is attached to Kumba and Manthe. So we are organizing and defending everybody who has been detained. Barrister Young and myself and others, we have made several appearances in Douala to organize the defense there. Barrister Young is organizing the defense in Boya. Since I cannot go there because the military will open fire on me, I cannot cross the Koko. Everybody knows that. I don't even drive in town because I've become very paranoid because of what is going on about my life. So the fact of the matter is the defense of our brothers and sisters around the country is being taken care of. But I'm calling on the present interim government to take over and finance the lawyers, their logistics, only the logistics. We're working for free. No lawyer is charging any fees, just logistics, transport and food and lodging if they have to sleep where they are going. So we have about plus minus 2,000 of our people in jails. In Yaoundé, Yaoundé is added to the list I just gave you. Yaoundé has 2 prisons. And we have a lead counsel in Yaoundé who is, and that is Barrister Nsoh, who is taking care of all the detainees in Yaoundé. So we are working, sir.
Ah, really shocking, really shocking. Let me go back to the ambience in the prison. What is the relationship? You visit them, you talk to them, you work with them, you play with them, you share with them. What is the ambience in the prison? What the relationship? Are they do they unanimously accept that Siseko dismiss you as his personal lawyer? Is there harmony? Does this decision have a harmony amongst the detainees, amongst our leaders in detention? And how is their relationship since you visit them? What is the ambience in their relationship?
Paul, listen to me. Ayuk Tabe has not dismissed me, and he has no right to dismiss me. But he has said that I'm not his lawyer. I am not saying that Ayuk Tabe has dismissed me. Let's get that straight.
Okay.
Secondly, the ambience in prison there, I know that they are split. There are those who think that Ayuk Tabe cannot govern Ambazonia from prison. They are there in that prison. And I'm not going to say more, but the ambience is what it is. So I cannot say that I was dismissed as a lawyer of the Naira 10. No, sir. I'm still the lead counsel of the Naira 10. I repeat that because I was hired by the interim government, and if I receive a letter tomorrow from the interim government dismissing me, Paul, you can be sure that I will no longer put foot in Yaoundé for that defense. But I will continue to defend our people around the country.
Okay. So let me make this point clear, that you still remain the lead counsel for the Naira 10, but
yes,
you are not his personal lawyer. I think that's clear.
What he said. And I failed to see the difference. Let me make it clear. I failed to see the difference between him and himself. He is a member of the Naira 10. I make that clear. And he says that I'm not his lawyer. Is that not a contradiction? For all this while, for all these months that we have been working, what happened? I'm sure that some people somewhere must have told him, be careful with Fru. I am convinced that that's what has happened. And secondly, I must tell you that my president, whom I adored up to when he put out that his famous letter, has been compromised, and I can't deal with that. And I will continue to defend them if he stays in that Naira 10. I will continue to defend them. But if he insists that he is not part of that defense team, I will, and that, no, not all the lawyers, only me. If he says that I should not make any statement in court like I'm defending him, that will get on the records of the court, and I will never call his name in court. But for now, he has not said so. So I am still the lead counsel of the Naira 10.
Okay. And it's only the interim government now. I want us to be clear on this issue. You said something about his relationship with Ferdinand, I think, Ngongo, the chief of cabinet for the presidency.
No. His relationship between Kamto Maurice,
yes,
and Ayolo Ngondo.
Yes,
Ayolo Ngondo is the director of civil cabinet of Mr. Bia.
Yes.
I have not mentioned one God's name here, please.
Yeah, sorry. I never. It's just a. Yes.
Yes, I'm at your disposal, Paul.
Okay. Now, we saw the first. I want us to differentiate something here. I think that point is clear. The Ambazonia people understand that. I said it last week on my live show. What you are just confirming today, and I think it is good and important for the Ambazonia people to know this development. Now, in the prison, we see Patasang writing a letter. I have asked you the ambience, you say you will not mention, but I want to come. Patasang wrote a letter calling for peace, but saying he will not accept leadership in jail. What is your take on this particular letter?
I am 100% in support of what he said in his letter. And he is a man of God, and he is a deacon, and I respect that very much. I know that he is an upright man. And I like I said, I repeat myself, 9 of my clients, and if any one of them thinks that he can live with a Wuktabe and put me out, they can do that. But I'm still the lead counsel for the Naira 10. Now, I have not said anybody has been compromised. I've said our president, Ayuk Tabe, has been compromised. And I'm saying it because I have the facts at my keeping as counsel. I have investigated. Since that Wednesday that I left, I have not slept. I have been digging and digging because I know the modus operandi of La République du Cameroon. I know it. High-profile prisoners get in there and don't come out the same. And I'm saying that he has been compromised, and I'll stand by it.
Okay, I
agree with Patang 100% that you cannot rule from jail. And Paul, let me tell you, all the phone calls that he has been making, everything that he has been doing in that prison, I don't care what they themselves think. They think that La République is so stupid not to be listening to them. There are listening devices all over the place. Your electric bulb can be a listening device. Would you know? Would you know? You say you are talking on Skype. You are talking, they are not listening to you. They may not listen to the person to whom you are talking, but they listen to you. And they are desperate to the extent that they will do everything to compromise you. And I'm saying that I want our president to tell Ambazonians what is the subject of discussion between him, Maurice Kamto, and Ayolo Bondo, the director of civil cabinet of Mr. Bia. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't go any further than that. And I've also said, the time has come to tell Ambazonians what was the subject of discussion in the Naira Hotel meeting. Because up to now, all I hear is about refugees and this and that, from one narrative to the other.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We go back. Yeah. We go back to what is happening. We see a parallel government. We see a transitional restoration council. Can you tell the Ambazonians what is how legitimate is that structure as a legal counsel, as a barrister, an experienced one with working with the interim government? How legitimate is this particular structure created by Siseko?
Listen, Paul, I am a respecter of the institutions. I don't respect people. I respect the institutions. There are two major institutions in this revolution. You have the Restoration Council and the interim government. Now, Mr. Ayuk Tabe created the Restoration Council when he was the president, interim president of Ambazonia, still free. He also sent a text for promulgation of the interim constitution, which was promulgated. If you read the constitution and read the standing orders of the Restoration Council, it is clear to me that that is the legitimate institutions of Ambazonia in captivity, Ambazonian in captivity abroad, and that is what is happening now. But if you look at what he has just created, dissolving the interim government and reinstituting what he calls his own and appointing new ministers and putting out transitional restoration council, all that is fake. To me, it's fake. It has no legal backing. He forgets that he is the one who created the President Restoration Council. He forgets that he is the one who sent that constitution, the interim constitution for the Restoration Council to adopt. And that constitution was adopted. It was adopted in his absence, but he sent it, he sent the text. So that is what is supposed to be applied on every one of us, including him. Have I answered your question? Hello, Paul. Are you there?
Yes, I'm getting you. Sorry, there was a little break. Now, are you getting me?
Yes, I get you. 5 on 5.
Okay, the Restoration Council has impeached after an enlarged meeting, including the Restoration Council, the cabinet, and stakeholders, the counties. There was an enlarged, and it was endorsed by the Restoration Council, the impeachment of Seseko Ayuk Tabi as the interim president. As a legal mind, is it legitimate? Is it the right step? Has they taken the right
listen
step?
To me.
Is it legitimate? Is it binding?
No, listen to me very carefully. The stakeholders and whoever they took that vote is not binding on anybody. But the Restoration Council would have to sit and take the decision to impeach him. And that will be binding. Until now, nothing is binding. If the Restoration Council does not sit to take that decision, there's no impeachment, sir.
Okay, but we see the Restoration Council took the decision.
No, not yet. I say until they sit and take a decision, just like the stakeholders did. They sit and take a decision and vote in their conscience. What the stakeholders did is not legally binding, sir. It may be politically right, but it's not legally binding. Okay.
I did not get you. Can you just repeat that to me so that I know the next question to take?
The vote taken by the stakeholders is not legally binding. It may be politically right, but it's not legally binding until the Restoration Council meets and takes that a vote to impeach Mr. Ayuk Tabe. And let me get it clear.
Any document from the
Restoration Council led by Comrade Kometa That is the one I'm talking about. That is the one that Aluktabe himself put together.
Yes.
Are we having any technical hitches?
Yeah, you are getting me?
Yes, I can get you now, 5 on 5.
Okay, okay. So it means it is the Restoration Council put in place, come out with a letter and done and signed. It means that is when it will be legally binding.
Correct.
Okay, okay, okay. Now what is the Minister of Foreign I think we take a break from this direction. We see the Minister of Foreign Affairs for La Republique calling on the international community that they can take care of the crisis. Is an internal issue they can handle. What response do you have to give to the minister?
Well, this genocidal regime has been killing our people for the last 3 years. They have rendered our place desolate. Our people are suffering. There's an acute humanitarian crisis ongoing in the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. And this genocidal regime cannot now tell us that they can take care of what is happening. They cannot, because for the last 3 years they have not been able. I have said this on television in Cameroon. I will say it again now, that the international community should come very fast to our aid, because these guys have a hidden agenda to eliminate, to kill the whole population of Ambazonia, so that they can come and take our resources. They have taken our resources for 15 years. They cannot. We will fight, and we will fight to the last man standing to let them come again and touch our resources. I know, as I'm talking like this, I know they are drilling, but there will come a time that they will not be able to drill from our territory. I am sending this warning to them that they should stop killing our people. If they think that they can kill our people and take our land, then they are mistaken. Because as you are killing, so are others being born. The last time I heard is that they burnt a house in a village in Owe in the Mbonge subdivision, and burnt a mama inside, Mama Katarine somebody, and she was burnt to ashes in that building. And that's not the first time. They did that in Kwakwa, they did that in Kembong, they've done that all over. They've done it in Kumbu. They have killed our people in Bali and roasted them like fish. First of all, they put acid on them, and then next, they burn them. They've done that in Kumbu. So let nobody be deceived that La République du Cameroon can solve this problem. The humanitarian crisis has reached a stage where we are sending out an SOS for the international community to help us. Okay, Paul.
Barrister, are you getting me?
Yes, I'll get you 5 on 5. Go on.
Okay, now let's come back again. I want to refer something. Now, during the Berlin conference,
yes.
stakeholders conference, there was a resolution that now with the inclusion of the counties and the local government, the Restoration Council has to be restructured to include
Yes.
the direct representative of the people. Is that is that decision binding?
Yes, it is.
You only
Because
have
it
to
was
wait until Seko comes out.
no, Paul. That decision is binding, and until it's executed, that list of the county heads, the county coordinators, and so on and so forth will have to be composed and added to Mr. Kometa's Restoration Council. Mr. Kometa will now have a larger Restoration Council. Instead of 20, he will have quite a large number. So that too has not been executed. When it will be executed, they will sit as members of the Restoration Council, and it's binding, Paul. Are you there?
Yes, I'm getting you, even though there's a little break. But I think I get you now.
Okay.
I am a little distracted. I try to concentrate because I don't get you. There's a little break, but I think it's going. So it means the people have the right after Berlin to restructure the government. I think that's a good step.
Yes.
What do you think with the present situation that we find ourselves? What do you think is the way forward?
No, we are in a revolution. We're in a revolution. Yes. And the institutions of that revolution must be respected. That is, the Restoration Council and the interim government must be respected. And we have to push forward. That conference in Berlin was one of the best things that happened to Ambazonia, because they came from all over. All the stakeholders, that is the county, the country coordinators all over Europe and America, all came and met in Berlin.
People from Africa, from Gabon.
Even from Africa, they came and they met in Berlin, and they came up with that resolution. And that resolution, when it's applied, when it's implemented, it will become binding.
Okay. I am very grateful to have you today, Pa. I'm very, very grateful. You have cleared a lot of doubts. You have opened up. You have said a lot of things that it has sent shockwave down my vertebral column. You have for the Amazonian people, most especially for Dr. I want you to give a message, because the vote is. What message do you have for Dr. Samuel Sako Ekome, the acting interim president? What message do you have for the Ambazonia people? Second, what message do you have for Dr. Samuel Sako? What message do you have for our ground forces, our boys on ground zero facing the bullets every day? And then, what message do you have for the Ambazonia people?
Okay, let me start with our restoration forces. I want to take this singular opportunity to congratulate and thank our restoration forces on the ground and tell them that they should watch out for any infiltrators. They should watch out for any infiltrators, because it has come a time when the La Republic is doing everything, including corrupting our leaders, to penetrate them. They should continue to fight and make sure that we get to Boya. They should not relent, and I congratulate them. So far, so good. And to acting President Sako Samuel, you will be treated the same way as I am talking now about Mr. Ayuk Tabe, if you don't sit up. You have to sit up. You have to sit up and do exactly what you are doing now. You have managed a war for 15 months and counting, and you should continue to manage that war and be loyal to the Ambazonian people. It's not for the Ambazonian people to be loyal to you. You should make sure that your government is transparent. You should make sure that the revolution is on track, and don't be distracted by anybody. But if you betray this revolution, you will go the same way like Mr. Ayuk Tabe. That is my message to Comrade Sako. Now to our people. We are at a stage where it looks like the night is dark. We will overcome. We should be, all of us, irrespective of what you think about what has happened, what is happening in our revolution, we have one agenda: get into Boya. And please, everybody on deck, you have a right to your opinions. You have a right to say anything that you want to say. We're in a revolution, but we're in the 21st century or 22nd century, I don't know which, and you have that right to direct and to say anything that you want to say. But you should not do anything whatsoever to help this revolution. That includes all of us, including me here. If I become disloyal, you know what to do with me. Therefore, I'm calling on all our comrades, both home and abroad, to sit up and fight a good fight so that we get to Boya. And when we get to Boya, only then can we do politics. No more slinging, nothing. Say all of the facts and speak the truth and live with it until we get to Boya. Thank you very much.
Wow. Are you
there, Paul?
Yes. Now, I want you to tell Ambazonia people what it takes to run a war. Is it making noise on social
media?
To finance, to sacrifice. Think, and I believe that what the international community wants is when our boys are heavily armed and they face the enemy, the terrorist military of La Republic. Can you encourage Ambazonians to go to their counties, to go to their local governments, and to sacrifice? Sometimes we say financial fatigue or donor fatigue. Like a father, you encourage us.
Okay, Paul, let me answer you.
To give in for this state.
Yes. To thank all the county coordinators for the job, for a job well done. The county coordinators are doing very well. And I call upon them to do even more, because we have gotten to the darkest part of our revolution. I call on all the county coordinators to continue to finance their counties. The local government areas coordinators, continue to finance your local government area. That is one of the best decisions that the Sako interim government has taken, that is doing well for the revolution. I want to say that the fact that Sako managed a war for 15 months and running, the fact that he put together this county-to-county principle, where our people now are accountable to their people at home, and they are financing our people at home. They are arming our people at home, and this is the best thing that has happened to this revolution. And I want to encourage them to continue and to redouble their efforts, because we need it. I'm calling on my division, my county, that's Mezam County. As I heard, just before I got here, I heard that Mezam County was under attack. Please, those of us who are from Mezam County, we should do everything to reinforce the arming of our people and to encourage them to fight and fight strongly. And we'll stand by them, and we'll continue to make sure that every county in Ambazonia is defended and defended to the last man standing. That is.
Thank you very much.
I want to also say that the interim government should not relent on looking for ways and means to increase the arming of our people, so that we change the narrative on the ground. The narrative is changing, but not changing as fast as we want. Our people are still being slaughtered all over the place, especially the civilians. I want to take this opportunity to pay my homage to the civilians that have died innocently because of this fight. Our people have died all over the territory, everywhere, beginning from Kambe through Banso, that's Boy Division, down to Ngokutungia, down to Mezam, to Menchum, to Manu, to Libialem, to Kupimaninguba, to Meme, to Ndian, and to Bakassi. I want to say that our people are being slaughtered, I mean the civilians. And I take this opportunity to mourn with them and to say that we will overcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Barrister Nsoh. I don't know how to thank you. You have always been there when the people need you. Thank you for your clarifications that you have made this hour. Thank you for honoring my invitation. It's a privilege, it's an honor for me to always have you when I need you.